Hey humans, what's up? I'm Brianne Williamson, and today is gonna be something very different. Where do I start? I was not expecting to film this video today, obviously. After watching Nikkie's video, I was compelled to jump on here and talk a little bit about it. So if you haven't been on the internet today, a few hours ago, NikkieTutorials uploaded a video called I'm Coming Out. I just finished watching it and I felt very compelled, that's putting it lightly, to jump on here and record a response to Nikkie's video. If you haven't already watched Nikkie's video, I want you to hear her words first. That's very important to me. So please click the link in the description down below, watch that video, and then you can always come back here. So with all that said, I want to start with an overall general statement that I am so proud of NikkieTutorials. That's putting it lightly. Uploading that video today was insanely brave. I'm sure Nikkie will never see this video, but on the off chance she does, just know that what you did today means the world to so many people. You're changing lives. For that reason, I was ecstatic to see that video, but for so many other reasons, I'm devastated. I want to speak a little bit about that. So I guess I'll start by saying when I saw that title today on Nikkie's channel, I clicked on it right away, and honestly, I thought we had another bisexual angel on this planet. That was my initial gut instinct. I was like, oh my gosh, Nikkie is about to come out as bisexual. That's crazy, that's amazing. That was my assumption. So I clicked on the video and very soon I found out that Nikkie was not coming out as bisexual, but instead Nikkie was coming out as trans. Now I want to make a point in saying that Nikkie herself said that she does not particularly like labels. I'm just going to use the label trans because that is what she said she was coming out as in the video, but in general in her life she says she does not tend to identify or enjoy labeling herself. I'm paraphrasing, I might be saying that wrong, but once again, watch her video, listen to her words, and just know that whoever you are and whatever you identify as or don't identify as, labels are not required. So if you are just proud identifying as you, whatever that may be, that is okay. I am a member of the LGBTQ+ community and I personally identify as lesbian. So as a member of that community, I can definitely empathize with how it feels to have to come out. I can also empathize with how it feels to be outed because I've been outed many times in my life. With that said, I am not trans and I do not speak for the trans community. However, I can speak in support of the trans community, and that's what I'm trying to do today. I mentioned earlier that Nikkie's video, while being very inspiring and brave, devastated me in a lot of ways, and that's because Nikkie says at the beginning of her video that this decision to come out today was not the way that she wanted to do it. It was not on her own time, and that's heartbreaking. So while to the bottom of my heart, I am so happy that she is benefiting in some way from this coming out video today. As she mentioned, she feels free. She's so happy to finally have this off of her shoulders in a way. This is not how Nikkie wanted to do it, and that's unfair. Outing people or threatening to out people is not okay. It is not only cruel, it's also dangerous. Outing people can end lives. Now, Nikkie is obviously a large public figure, and she mentions in her video that the people that were blackmailing her to go to the press with her story were saying they were doing it because they felt like her truth should be out there, as if they were doing her some sort of favor. I call bullshit. Here's the thing. Nikkie is living her truth, and she doesn't owe anyone an explanation of how she got to that truth today. Her trans experience is not owed to anyone. She does not owe an explanation. She does not owe anyone her story or her journey. Her being on the platform for 11+ years and not being out as trans is not being dishonest. It's not lying to her following. It's not living her truth. And stating such things is incredibly dangerous and incredibly problematic. It is incredibly difficult for any LGBTQ+ individual to come out. But as a trans individual, especially, you can be put in extreme danger. Trans women, and especially trans women of color, are getting killed every single day around the world for being exposed as trans. The numbers are staggering, and it's happening in our own backyard. These women are being murdered because their journey, story, trans experience is being exposed. This is not something to take lightly. In fact, it's the polar opposite. And if you can take anything from Nikki sharing her story today, besides being proud of Nikki, you should take away the extreme pressure on LGBTQ+ people to have to explain who they are, share who they are, regardless of the dangers involved in doing so. That's unfair. That's an unfair expectation, and it breaks my heart, honestly. So I just wanted to sit down right away after watching that video because it was important for me to say to anyone that needed to hear it that you are not obligated to explain your identity to anybody. That is not your responsibility to take on. It is your choice. If that benefits your life, if that makes you feel more free, then do it. As a lesbian, I've been told countless times that me not telling friends quick enough before they heard from friends of friends or people in my community that I grew up in quick enough, that I was lying to them, that I was dishonest. Until you're in the position where you understand the consequences of coming out. Yes, there are so many benefits of being out and living freely, but there are so many consequences. Until you're in that position, you cannot put that on somebody. So I am an out and proud lesbian. I use my channel to help people that might not be out, might not have the ability to be out right now because they feel unsafe, because they're afraid. Maybe they just don't want to. Maybe the labels don't work for them. I'm here to help in a way that might empower you to live your life the way you want to live it. If you're watching this and you're someone who has outed someone, considered outing someone, if you think hearing that someone is LGBTQ+ is a piece of gossip that you can pass on, that knowing first somehow benefits you, whether it's in a monetary way with a public figure like Nikki, or whether you're someone in high school and you're that first person that someone confided in, and then you think, wow, I've got this bit of tea and I'm gonna look really cool and like I know what's up if I'm the first to guess it or if I'm the first to tell people. Stop. Don't. It is unsafe, it is dangerous, and you're robbing someone of their opportunity to live their truth. I think I would have come out years earlier if I didn't spend years denying my truth because I was so busy defending rumors and gossip about me of people that had caught on in some way that I was digging myself deeper and deeper into the hole of not being able to come out and be who I am. And I mean, that's the best case scenario. I'm very privileged in that way. In some cases, you're putting people's lives at risk. I want to end this video by saying that once again, I am so proud of NikkieTutorials. And while it's a shame that she was put in a position where she felt like she needed to come out right now because of pressure on her from outside sources, I know that that video is going to help millions and millions and millions of people around the world, whether that's because they themselves identify as trans or are in the closet, or all of her followers that maybe didn't feel like they knew a trans person and now they feel like they do, and maybe in some way that helps them understand that trans people are people, LGBTQ+ people are just people. We are everywhere. I'm also so happy for Nikki that she feels freed in some way by that video. It was a beautiful story and an example to hear that Nikki's mom was so supportive of her and her transition. I think that is so powerful for parents around the world to hear that there are ways to help your kids through the toughest times in their lives, and there are ways not to help your kids. And that story was an amazing example of a way that her mom probably in so many ways saved her life. So let's look at the amazing positives that came out of that video, but let's also learn from the negatives. Let's work harder as a community and as allies. If you're out there, let's not out people. Let's support one another when we are ready to talk about our experience. Let's stop expecting explanations from people just simply because they're different from us. To all of you watching, you are perfect just the way you are. Whatever you choose to identify as or not identify as, I love you. You are valid, you are important. I'm obviously a little bit emotional right now, and I hope that I was able to articulate that in a way that resonated with some of you out there. Otherwise, I'm sorry for rambling on, but I just felt like I really needed to make this video. Yeah, I think that's it. I love you humans. I'll see you next time. Bye.